Welcome back to Total Shock Fiction. I'm your host, Panda Cole. This is another episode of the Free Minds Podcast. It's been a hot little second. I haven't been doing the podcast because my bitch ass phone doesn't have enough memory to do like longer than like a 10 or 15 minute vid.
And I be talking for a minute. I be trying to do 45 hour long vids.
So haven't been doing much. Just wanted to do a quick update on the channel for anybody who sees this, just so you're informed of what we're doing at Total Shock Fishing. I've been extremely busy.
It's Raw Dude. World of Gonzo.
Hey, keeping it totally gonzo today. Been on a publishing rampage.
Must publish only documented facts.
So I recently decided to adopt the position of a literary journalist in addition to my fiction writing. I'm no longer only writing novels. I have released my first official nonfiction book. It's entitled Mr. Shock's Box of Blood Clots.
It's a self-proclaimed ultimate conspiracy theory manifesto.
Diving into everything from secret societies and hidden cabals and high places to the JFK assassination. It is my first official shock book. That is part of the Total Shock Fiction brand. Is certain books are going to be shock books where it's just intentionally written to be shocking. Pretty much all my nonfiction books will be like that. So it's the first official shock book. I also wrote a 25-page biographical booklet telling the incredible life story of the real-life superhero Twee Trang, the actress who played the original Yellow Power Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's just a 25-page booklet, but incredibly compelling. Some of my best writing. She was a refugee from the Vietnam War, so there's a lot of context in there about the Vietnam War, specifically the fall of Saigon, which I don't think a lot of people are privy to. So that's on there. I also have a video on the channel where I was talking about that when I was actively writing it, as when I filmed it. That's out. It is available on Amazon. You can get the paperback printed copy of it. Also, I decided to launch my own independent newspaper publication called Total Shock. Issue 1 dropped earlier this week. It is a digital paper. I have a reader's list. Everyone on the reader's list, I just shoot them the PDF to their email, and then I also publish it as an ebook to Amazon. So Amazon will have, my author page on Amazon will have the full archive of all the issues, plus I'm sending them out to people. So that dropped. Then I've just been, like I said, on a publishing rampage. So I dug up a book I wrote a few years ago called The Worst of Monsters, which I did reference in my book Evil Sphere that came out last year. But I dug it up out of my tomb of buried files of shit I threw away. I worked on it for like 8 to 10 months a few years ago and then totally abandoned it. Just happened to give it a look over. It was actually really fucking good. Packaged it up, shipped it out, threw it up on Amazon. You can get the paperback for that. I'm only doing paperbacks. I'm not doing any ebooks, any fucking, on Amazon. You can't get none of my books as ebooks, none of my new books. You gotta get the paperback. I'm bringing back real paperback print copies of books. Of course, people on my readers list, I am sending the PDF files. I have the ebooks, but that's only for people within my readers list. Outside of that, you gotta get the paperback off Amazon. So that's out, The Worst of Monsters. And then the first official book of Peacoat Society has been published. It's not live yet. It'll be live by tomorrow morning. I just fucking published it through KDP this morning. But it is the product of 15 years of world building. I've been writing Peacoat Society for 15 years. My first few books that I did, none of them were officially Peacoat Society because I knew that none of those books lived up to the standard I had for what Peacoat Society is supposed to be. They were all, experimentational. So this book is under the series Peacoat Society. It's the official book 1 of the Raft Saga, Rise of Mesh. Perfect jumping on point. If you haven't read none of my other books, this is the book that I've been trying to write for 15 years. This is the first official Peacoat Society. It sets up the trilogy. I already have it plotted out through the trilogy and to the sequel series after the trilogy. So, I have the shit plotted out for years to come. But the first book is officially out. So I really just been on a publishing rampage, just dropping, book after book after book after book. Just in the last fucking 9 days, I've published 5 different things. You know what I'm saying? So mainly just on this publishing shit. I produced a short film that's available on the channel under the title Gonzo Movie, The American Dream. It's called The American Dream. It's a tribute movie to Hunter S. Thompson. You know, Hunter S. Thompson, I recently discovered him and read his work, read the Kentucky Derby is Decadent and Depraved. I haven't even read none of his books yet, but just the impact from the documentaries, from his interviews, and from doing the research and then reading that article, I decided to revive Gonzo journalism. So I have officially revived Gonzo journalism. My newspaper, Total Shock, is also subtitled Gonzo News. It is a Gonzo News, Gonzo Journalism Revival publication. It says it in the newspaper. So anyone interested in being on the reader's list, shoot me an email. My email address is immenseportals@gmail.com. That's the email address for Total Shock Fiction. We take all inquiries, stories you think we might need to cover, ideas for videos, ideas for books, comments, anything you want to share, any kind of information. We are gathering just information overall because we do a lot of different shit. Total Shock Fiction is a multimedia platform. It's not just book publishing. It's also news reporting and the media on the channel. Of course, if I had more money, I could produce like short films and TV shows and shit like that. I don't have the money for that kind of shit. But in the meantime, you know, shit does go to the YouTube channel. I mainly just use the YouTube channel to post when I need to. Unfortunately, when you post from your phone, which is how I produce all my content, is through my phone, they don't notify your subscribers. So I'm not really sure, you know, how I'm actually going to reach anyone on here. I made it up to 264 subscribers, but that was literally grinding day in and day out, posting clips, promoting international hip-hop and shit like that. So I'm basically just on some chill shit right now, just like, you know, writing. The newspaper is going to be dropping every Monday. You'll have a paper either up on Amazon or in your email if you're on the reader's list. Looking forward to the movie Sinners that's about to drop. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan's new movie. Ryan Coogler is the only filmmaker in Hollywood who can make a real movie. Hollywood is dead. Their movies are a joke. They're a total joke. I tried to watch the Bob Dylan movie with Timothée Chalamet. He's an alright actor, but in the first scene, he walks into a diner and there's a guy sitting at a table and he's like doing like a Marxist revolutionary conversation, and his acting is so atrocious. It's like, these aren't real actors. Like, they can't even make the background seem like a real movie no more. So Hollywood's dead. I don't go to the movies. I haven't been to the movies since Wolfman came out. And I am looking forward to Sinners, which is a vampire movie dealing with the history of the Delta Blues. I was just watching an interview on Jimmy Fallon. Was it Jimmy Kimmel? Kimmel, I think. Jimmy Fallon, one of those Jimmy motherfuckers. And Coogler was talking about, you know, the history of the Delta Blues. You know, blues music has influenced globally all other music genres. There is no music other than the blues. In fucking World War I, they took the blues over to France. And this shit started spreading through Europe. And then, as we know, country and rock and roll comes from Chuck Berry. And all of this music in America comes from black music and from soul music and from the blues and the Chicago blues with Muddy Waters. And then Hendrix gave you niggas the electrical shit. And then you had Funkadelic and, you know, Parliament and Funkadelic with the funk shit, which got sampled into hip-hop to make G-Funk for gangster rap. Hip-hop was all old soul records. So all music genres in the world come from black music. That is 100% factoid, 100% facts, nigga. There is no disputing it. Country is black. Rock music is black. That's why anytime you get a black artist doing country or rock or any of these quote-unquote white genres, it ends up being a huge hit because those are our fucking genres. Everything comes from black music. So just wanted to put that out there, but this is pretty much the limit as far as how much my videos, how long they could go. So until next time, as always, stay devious. And, you know what I'm saying? Gonzo lives, nigga. Total Shock Entertainment.